Hello students, welcome to Pre-Calculus Lesson 2, which is circles. You're still with me, Teacher EJ and Dr. Einstein. For our learning competency, we have define a circle, determine the standard form of the equation of a circle, and graph a circle in a rectangular coordinate system. For our subtasks, we have determine the center and radius of the circle. Identify the radius from a given diameter using Midpoint Theorem. And solve for the distance between two given points. Let's start with the definition of a circle. A circle is the set of all points having the same distance, the radius, from a given point, the center. Now let's move on to developing standard equation of a circle. So we have this circle, tapos yung kanyang center ay nasa origin ng Cartesian plane at ang coordinates ng center ay 0, 0. So ayun, siya yung origin. At siya rin yung center ng ating circle. So, given a point P with the coordinates of x, y, we draw a line from the origin, from the center up to the point P. And that line will be our radius. It is the distance from the center up to any point in the circle. It is called the radius. Using the distance formula, the square root of x of 2 minus x of 1 squared plus y of 2 minus y of 1 squared equals d. So that is the distance formula. So we will apply our center, which is 0, 0, and a certain point xy in the formula so that we can come up with the standard equation of a circle with origin, with the center at the origin. So 0 is our x of 1, x is our x of 2, 0 is our y of 1, and y is our y of 2. So ilalagay natin yung mga given dun sa equation, dun sa ating formula. So we have x of 2 is x minus x of 1 is 0. Then we square it plus y of 2 is y minus y of 1 is 0. And we square it equals the distance is the radius because we are solving for the distance between the center and point P. At yun yung ating radius. So, manipulating the equation, we have x minus 0 is x squared plus y minus 0 is y squared equals r. So, we square both sides of the equation so that we can remove the square root or the radical. So, we have x squared plus y squared equals r squared. That is now our standard equation of the circle so that is our standard equation of a circle if the center is at the origin. X squared plus y squared equals r squared. Okay, so what if yung center ng circle ay wala sa origin. So, that is the circle and that is the center. Pansinin nyo yung origin natin nasa baba. So, that is our center. Papangalanan natin siya as HK. And that is our origin. The origin is the centermost of the Cartesian plane. So, kung wala sa origin ang center, papangalanan natin as HK. So, si H ay si X at si K ay si Y. And we have a certain point. We have P, X, Y. So, we draw a line. The distance from the center to the point P is the radius. Using the distance formula, we have the square root of x of 2 minus x of 1 squared plus y of 2 minus y of 1 squared equals D. Applying the formula, we have the given C is HK and P is point XY. And our radius is our distance. So, substituting our given in the formula, that is x of 2, y of 1, and y of 2. So, our x of 2 is x minus our x of 1 is h squared plus our y of 2 is y minus y of 1 is k squared equals our distance is r or the radius. So, squaring both sides of the equation to eliminate the radical sign, we have, remember that squaring a number with the radical sign eliminates the radical sign. Getting the square root of a number is the inverse of squaring. So, we have x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. And that is now our standard equation of a circle with a center at HK. Let's have example number 1. Determine the equation of a circle with center C, 3, 2, and radius equals 5. So, our center is not at the origin. Ang origin natin ay 0, 0. Ibig sabihin, ang gagamitin nating standard equation is yung CHK. Kasi ang ating center ay 3, 2. So, x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. So, that is 3 is our h and 2 is our k. So, substituting the value in the formula, we have x minus 3 squared plus y minus 2 squared equals, our r is 5 and we're going to square it also. So, rewrite the left side, which is x minus 3 squared plus y minus 2 squared, and 5 squared is 25. And that is now our standard equation for center 3, 2. Next is our example 2. Determine the equation of a circle with center C, negative 5, 2, and passing through the point P, negative 8, 7. Again, our circle is at the center, negative 5, 2. So, we will use the formula x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. So our h is negative 5. So we substitute it in the formula. We have x minus, we will use a bracket because our h is negative. So x minus negative 5 squared plus y minus 2 squared equals r squared. Negative times negative is positive. So x plus 5 squared plus y minus 2 squared equals r squared. Buo na sana yung formula natin, yung equation natin, kaya lang wala si r squared. Paano kaya natin siya kukunin? Okay, to find the r squared, we have another given. So we have to use the point P, negative 8, 7. So yun yung silbi ni point P para mahanap natin si r squared. So, dahil si point P ay nasa any point dun sa circle, so we will use the distance formula. So, we will substitute negative 8 plus 5 plus 7 minus 2 squared equals r squared para mahanap natin yung r. So, negative 8 plus 5 equals negative 3 squared. 7 minus 2 is 5 squared equals r squared. Squaring negative 3 is 9 plus squaring 5 is 25 equals r squared. And 9 plus 5 is 34 equals r squared. That is now our r squared. R squared yun, ah. Okay. So, going back to our standard equation, we can now write x plus 5 squared plus y minus 2 squared equals, our r squared is 34. And that is now our standard equation with the center negative 5, 2 and passing through negative point P, negative 8, 7. For our example 3, by looking the graph, express the equation of the circle in standard form. So, given lang natin dito, graph ng circle. Kung mapapansin nyo, yung center ay nasa 1, 0. So, ang x natin ay 1 at 0. So, that is our center. At ang distance or ang ating radius ay 1 unit lang. 1 unit lang. Kasi mula sa 1 hanggang sa 2 ay 1 unit lang. So, our given our center is at 1, 0 and our radius is 1 unit. 1 is our h and 0 is our k. So, substituting the value in our standard equation, we have x minus 1 squared plus y minus 0 squared equals 1 squared. So, rewriting x minus 1 squared plus y minus 0 is y, squared equals 1 times 1 is 1. And that is now our standard form of our equation for the circle at center C, 1, 0. Now let's have our example 4. What is the standard form of the equation of a circle with endpoints of a diameter? Take note of the diameter at the points 7, 8, and negative 5, 6. Kung natatandaan nyo, ang diameter ay parte ng circle na kung saan pag hinati mo to, mabubuo ang radius. So, from one point of a circle to another point of a circle, gaguhit ka ng line, it will pass through the center, that is called the diameter. Pag hinati mo yung diameter, yun ang radius. So, plotting the points 7, 8, and negative 5, 6. To show the length of the diameter, we have this one. Ayan. So, ginraph ko siya para mas makita ninyo kung papaano yung haba ng diameter ng circle. Now, our goal is to get the center, which is the midpoint. Kasi ang diameter, nagpapass through yan sa center ng circle. Yan, yan ang sukat ng circle. Buong circle na yan, sa dulo-dulo. So, to find the radius, the center, we have to use the midpoint formula or midpoint theorem. Take note, 'di ba? Ang kalahati ng diameter ay radius. So, dahil ang center ay nasa gitna nga, kailangan hanapin natin yung midpoint. From the word itself, middle point. So, yun yung center natin. So, we will get 7, 8, and negative 5, 6. So, just like finding the normal average, we have to add the 2x's and divided by 2. And also the 2y's and divided by 2. So, 7 plus negative 5 over 2. It's like finding the average. And also the y, which is 8 plus 6 over 2. So, ang purpose niyan para makuha natin yung gitna. 7 plus 5 plus negative 5 divided by 2 is, so negative 2 divided by negative 2 is, positive 2 divided by 2 is 1. 8 plus 6 over 2 is 7. So, that is our center. Center natin ay 1, 7. So, ipa-plot natin siya sa ating graph. So, andun yung center ng ating diameter. And also, as the center of our circle. To continue our solution, we have to find the radius. So, alam na natin yung ating center, which is 1, 7. Pwede tayong pumili ng kahit anumang points. It's either 7, 8 man or negative 5, 6. Kasi, since nasa center nga siya, pareho lang ang distance mula sa center patungo dyan sa mga points na yan. So, ang pinili ko ay point P, which is 7, 8. Using the distance formula para makuha natin yung radius, we have x of 2 minus x of 1 squared plus y sub 2 minus y sub 1 squared equals r squared. R lang pala kasi mayroon pa siyang square root. So that is x of 1, y sub 1, x of 2, y sub 2. Our x of 2 is 7 minus 1 plus 8 minus 7 squared equals r. So, 7 minus 1 is 6. 6 squared plus 8 minus 1 is 1 squared equals r. So, squaring the 2, 36 times 6 is 36 plus 1 equals r. So, 36 plus 1, we have square root of 37 is our radius. So, kompleto na yung ating mga given para mabuo natin yung standard form ng ating equation of a circle. So, we have our center and we have our radius. So, now we are ready to write our standard equation. X minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r. So, our center is 1, 7. So, that is our hk. So, x minus 1 squared plus y minus 7 squared equals the square root of 37 squared. So, just write x minus 1 squared plus y minus 7 squared equals the square root of the square of the square root of 37 is 37. So, our standard equation is x minus 1 squared plus y minus 7 squared equals 37. For our example 5, find the center and the radius of a circle having the equation 4x squared plus 4y squared minus 16x minus 24y plus 51 equals 0. So, baligtad naman dito. Given yung general form ng circle, hahanapin natin yung center at radius. Siyempre, para mahanap natin yung center at radius, kailangan nating gawing standard form yung ating equation. So, by doing that, we have to write the constant term to the right side, which is negative 51. Next, divide both sides of the equation by 4 to eliminate 4 para yung ating x at y, yung x squared at y squared, matanggal yung kanyang constant na 4. So, we will divide the entire equation by 4. Minus 24y equals negative 51. So, divided by 4. Okay, so what we have is 4x squared divided by 4 is x squared, of course. 4y squared divided by 4 is y squared. Minus 16x divided by 4 is 4x. Minus 24 minus 24y divided by 4 is 6y equals negative 51 over 4. And then next, isusulat natin yung parehong variables. Yung mga terms na may parehong variables. So, we have x squared minus 4x plus y squared minus 6y equals negative 51 over 4. Next, we will complete the square para makuha natin yung perfect square trinomial. So, kulang tayo ng isang term. So, paano natin makukuha yon? By the process completing the square. So, as you can see, nilagyan ko siya ng guhit para makita nyo na meron tayong kulang na term. So, hindi pa siya perfect square trinomial. So, using the process completing the square, which was discussed when you are in junior high school. So, we get the negative 4. We get the middle term, which is negative 4. We divide it by 2. So, equals negative 2. And then, we square it. So, we have 4. So, plus 4. Next, the middle term of y is negative 6 divided by 2 equals negative 3. And we square it equals 9. Plus 9. So, yung mga in-add natin dun sa left side, yung 4 at 9, i-add din natin siya sa right side para maging equal yung ating equation. So, plus 4 plus 9. And by factoring it, it is a perfect square trinomial, so we can factor it. So, x minus the square root of 4 is 2 square. So, pwede natin siyang isulat na ganyan. Plus, same as with y. Y minus 3 squared equals negative 51 over 4 plus 9 is 1/4. Pwede kayong gumamit ng calculator para ma-solve nyo yon kasi fraction si negative 51 over 4. So, our standard equation is x minus 2 squared plus y minus 3 squared equals 1/4. And determining our center, we have 2 and 3. And our radius, r is equal to the square root of 1/4. Getting the square root of 1/4 is 1/2. And that is our answer. Now, let's proceed with the graphing a circle in the coordinate plane. So, let's have example A. The center is at the origin and our equation is x squared plus y squared equals 16. So, let's have the given. So, of course, the center is the origin. We have C, 0, 0. And our equation, we have the radius, which is 16, which is the square root of 16 is 4. Yun yung R natin. So, from the center, magbibilang tayo ng 4 na unit papunta sa right, papunta sa left, papunta sa taas, at papunta sa baba para ma-drawing natin yung circle. So, in this case, gumamit ako ng compass para perfect yung ating circle. So, dyan sa ating graph, hindi natamaan yung mga 4 natin kasi hindi masyadong accurate yung aking pagkakaguhit. That is why it is advisable for you to use graphing paper while doing this graph. So, you must use a graphing paper in graphing. So, that is our circle x squared plus y squared equals 16. For our example B, which is the center is away from the origin, graph the circle quantity x minus 3 squared plus quantity x plus 1 squared equals 25. So our given is the center is at 3 and negative 1. Bakit negative 1? Eh, di ba ang formula ng y minus k is minus. Sa kaya siya naging plus, negative yung 1. And our radius is the square root of 25, which is 5. So, that is our radius. So, drawing the circle at the center, which is 3, negative 1. That is 3 and negative 1. And we're going to count 5 units to the left, to the right, upward, and downward. Two, 3, 4, 5. So, ayun dapat yung kanyang hangganan. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ayun, sa taas. 2, 3, 4, 5. Sa baba. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, sa left. So, using our compass, we're going to draw our circle. So I suggest that you have to use a graphing paper in graphing plus a compass in graphing. Kasi talagang hindi accurate kung ibang paper ang gagamitin mo. So makikita mo talaga yung circle tsaka yung mga units na tama kung sa graphing paper mag-graph. So our graph is that circle. Now it's time for you to answer your modules in pre-calculus, and thank you for watching and listening. So see you guys next time. Bye-bye!